Hello, this is RICKY, the YouTube Tech Guy. Hey guys, welcome to another episode of Mobile Weekly / Mobile Q&A. We go over all the latest news that happened during the week of mobile and answer your questions live. If you have a question you want to ask, just ask it in the comment section down below, and I will answer it before the end of the show. So, definitely a lot of stuff going on. I think I am live. Okay, yeah, sorry. Someone said waiting patiently, and I was just like, wait, is this not live? All right, so let's get started with the news. A lot of different stuff happening revolving around Google I/O, kind of an early preview basically for what will happen on Tuesday. And yes, we will be having a live stream Tuesday morning. I believe it is at 10 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, just so you guys know. And before we get started, I do want to one time, if you guys can, just subscribe to my new kids channel. It's called Xander Meets World. We have 41 subscribers now after yesterday's live stream. If you can subscribe to it, you don't have to click the bell icon. You don't even have to watch the videos. Just subscribing to it will help us be able to monetize it within the year. So it really would help. If you can, appreciate it. All right, now let's get to the news. And again, this really revolves around Google's announcements. But this announcement shouldn't come till October, but yet we have it. So, Google's Pixel 6 is coming out, of course, this year. And we do have a Pixel 6 Pro this year. So there will be two variants for their high-end flagship. So, it looks like a very totally different design. We're going to go through a couple of different photos of this. But this is a weird looking bump on the back. I don't know why you wouldn't just put this at the top. It's very interesting, very different, you could say. But let's go over it. So first off, I do want to know, obviously we have different tones. And the top color matches the G pretty much. And then you have either a white color or a cream color we see here. And then you also have different amount of cameras. So on this model, it looks like we're going to have the standard regular camera as well as the wide-angle camera. But this one does have a third camera, which leads me to believe it will be a zoom camera. Hopefully it won't be anything like a throwaway macro camera or anything like that, but we'll have to wait and see. Then you can kind of see a different color. This one I really kind of like. It's like a nice champagne kind of color. I have not gotten these kind of colors on phones before, but this one kind of stands out to me a little bit more. And out of the colors that I've seen so far, I kind of like it. And we can see if it has the champagne, it will have the gold, and probably this is the black one, it will have a gray trim. So I'm very curious to see all the different color layouts. Again, the hole punch has moved as well. On the Pixel 5, the hole punch is on the corner right here. But on this one, it's going to be in the middle. So it's kind of interesting to see how that goes. And there we have it again. And yeah, again, so you can kind of see just this orange color. Of course, Google does very interesting colors with their Pixel lineup. And I'm all for it. All right, so here's where you can see the bump, though, a little bit more. And you can see it has like just about that much of a bump. And I'm wondering how much is it compared to the Note, if it's going to be as big. Now, the big part about that, though, if it is that both of these have that bump, which means we might have some pretty big sensors. You're thinking, one, it could be a big one like what Samsung has, or two, it could be a still big sensor with slower megapixels, which is still great like OnePlus has. The thing I'm hoping is that they do adopt one thing that OnePlus did, and that is have two huge sensors on both the main camera and the wide-angle camera, and that will really stand out. Very curious to see how that would go. Let me know what you guys think. All right, and then again, you can see how thick that bump is right there. And then what I really want to focus on is here. Now, this is extremely interesting to me because of the news we got yesterday, that we got confirmation from our always informative Mullah Baby that it looks like that Samsung is indeed going to have Wear OS watches for the Galaxy Watch 4 and the Galaxy Watch 4 Active. So is this a Google Watch or a Galaxy Watch 4 Active? Because obviously it could be either one. The only thing that leads me to believe it could be an official Google Watch or made by Samsung still is the fact that it has this weird different kind of wristband that it either doesn't like you could take off or it is proprietary. Unlike Samsung watches, which have been regular watch bands for the longest time, and that's why we love them, because they're standard watch bands that you can replace at your leisure, and that's the best, one of the best things that Samsung has done, that Apple just didn't do, of course, and kind of ruined it for most others. But I really kind of like this tone. I like the white more than the champagne and orange. So if I'm gonna have orange, I'll have a white back. But I'm very curious to see on what we'll get. And then one last one, just to kind of show you that pop of color again. Let me know what you guys think. They also do have the buttons on the back, and I swear I wish this would just be standardized. So on my Galaxy S21, I have the power button here and the volume rocker up top. This phone is going to be the opposite. The power button on top and the volume rocker in the middle. I don't care which way it is. I just want it to be standardized. Personally, I actually do like the volume on one side and the power button on another side. What is your favorite, actually? Let me know in the comment section down below. I like the power button to be on this side of the phone and the volume rocker on this side of the phone. But let me know what you guys think. I'm very curious if there is a big preference in that, because I just, again, I really, really want them to be all standard. We'll have to wait and see, but yeah. All right, so this is all of the Pixel stuff, but we also have had leaks, all from the same person, by the way. This is from FPT. That's the site, and then I forgot his name. There we go. John Processor. He has leaked all this stuff, so it's really cool that we have so much leaking on this. But Android 12, as we can see here, has a very One UI look. I would say it's One UI more than Apple. I know Apple people are going to say, oh, well, it looks like iOS. For me, it really looks more like One UI. It just really has adopted that kind of curvature that One UI has had, and the squares are more of a, what is it actually called, a squaricle that it has. So yeah, it really has that kind of different look, and it's very interesting looking. Now, I will actually leave this in the description, in the comment section, just if you did want to see, because there is a video here and you can kind of see just all the different looks of it. It's very much a new kind of shape and change to all of the designs, and again, I like it. I like it, just more and more modern looking, I would say, is the easiest way. So I definitely like this, just as a change of look. I think is always needed for a new OS, so you know, oh, this is a new operating system. But I'm very curious to see how it will go from there. And then we have a final decision, it looks like. Now, this has been talked about for a while. I was expecting these to be announced previously. Maybe they're going to be saving it. I believe MWC is still happening in either June or July. I want to say it was June. So it is still happening, but it's, not being covered. A lot of companies aren't going. But I think that's when Samsung will announce their tablets, since it's when they usually announce them. And instead of the S7 Lite and the, I forgot what the other name was, but it looks like it's finally going to be called the S7 FE, and that's going to be the new affordable model. Now, we've seen Samsung do, the Galaxy Tab S5e, and we've seen them do the Galaxy Tab S6 Lite. So it looked like for a while that it was going to fall in that sense, where it would be the S7 Lite, but it looks like now it will be called the S7 FE, and that will be the final name given to it. And as of right now, it looks like it could be planned to be released with the S21 FE, although I still have my doubts. I think it might come a little bit early, but who knows. It totally could come with the Folds and with the S21 FE, but we'll have to wait and see. I think it would just be better to separate it and get those tablets out sooner, before back to school season, but we'll have to wait and see. And there we go. And then this one thing I thought is very interesting. So, AT&T and Discovery may actually have some kind of partnership in combining content. Now, if you don't know who both of them own, right now, Discovery has Discovery Plus, which has like HGTV, TLC, a bunch of different Discovery Channel, of course, and just a bunch of different ones. Me and my family watch a lot of HGTV, so that's the one that we were always interested in with this new system. And then AT&T owns Time Warner or Warner Brothers, so they own HBO Max. Apparently, they're in talks to possibly offer like a combo subscription to compete with Disney Plus and Netflix. Now, the reason why that would be extremely interesting is because both of theirs cost $14.99. Whereas Netflix, I believe their cheapest one starts at $8.99, goes up to I think like $17.99 now. I forget how high their prices have gone. And then Disney Plus, of course, I think is at $9.99 now. So if these two were to combine, at what price are they combining at? I mean, are they going to be? I hope they're not going to try to charge more than $19.99, because I don't know. I just don't know what price they would be at. But it's very interesting because I don't think Discovery Plus is worth it on its own. $15 for that is not worth it to me. So I'm very curious to see how much this combination could be. And I get it, HBO Max is far behind Disney Plus and Netflix, so they want to get a leg up. More content is always key, but we'll have to wait and see how it goes and if anyone goes for this, of course, too. All right, and then lastly, Clubhouse. I feel like I don't hear about this as much. I don't know if it just kind of lost its momentum, or if people have just, I know Facebook and Twitter, I think, have adopted similar things to what Clubhouse had. But, of course, finally it's coming to Android. This week it'll be available worldwide. You still have to have an invite, so I don't know if any of you guys have invites. I guess you can invite me, and then I'll try it out and tell you guys what I think. But I don't know. I never had any interest in it before. I really thought it was more of an audio thing, so I had no interest in it, and then it just kind of started being something for everyone. So just kind of interested to see how it will be overall, and let me know if you guys are interested in it. I will try to ask some of my contacts if they have an invite, and then I'll get invited and review it. So yeah, we'll have to wait and see. All right, guys, now we are going to move on to your questions. If you have any questions you want to ask, just ask in the comment section down below, and I will answer it before the end of the show. What up, Briggy? What's new? Nothing much. Had a big video yesterday with some channel updates that we have gone over. My contacts are bad, that's why I keep blinking so much. But yeah, pretty good. Just have a lot of content going on. I just dropped a new video, if you haven't seen it yet, on the vacuum that I was talking about yesterday. It's the Robo Rock S7 vacuum. It is completely sold out. This vacuum has pretty much everything you could want in a smart vacuum. It's completely automated in the best possible way. So definitely check out that video if you are interested or know someone else that's interested. It would really be cool. Oh, I just realized it's a Boy Meets World reference. Yes, both my, I will definitely show it to my son, because my son reminds me of Corey because his hair is like his. So I just always think, always my little Corey. And then my daughter loves Girl Meets World too. So yeah, just kind of all around good. Samsung is making, okay, wait, we just have some breaking news about the Pixel, apparently. Mullet Baby has let us know, dropped some news, that Samsung is making the Pixel this year. That's huge. No one's made a Pixel phone outside of Google for years now. I mean, yes, components came from different manufacturers, of course, but I mean, that is impressive that Samsung and Google made that kind of partnership. I wonder what that entails, how it's gone through, and it definitely gives me hope for new sensors being on that Pixel and the camera quality being on a whole nother level. So we'll have to wait and see. I have a lot of devices connected to my network. What's the best mesh router? I do like the one that I have, and that one is... I have reviewed it on the channel, so go ahead and check out the video that it's in. But let me grab it for you. Oh, it's actually, you know what? It's actually on our website, the YouTube Tech Deals. Because it is on sale. So this one is the best one, and it's because you really kind of want what's called a tri-band router. What a tri-band router is it allows you to basically have... There, I just put it in the link. So it's a Tautronics mesh router. It's one of the most affordable tri-band routers I've seen by far. And why you want a tri-band router is because if you have a lot of electronics, the tri-band is going to give you more lanes basically on the highway to use, more than any dual band router or regular router. So tri-band is key. You can go a little bit higher price, and if you go over $300, you will find a tri-band Wi-Fi 6 mesh router. But usually Wi-Fi 6 routers, there are some under 300, but none of them are tri-band. And honestly, I would prefer tri-band over Wi-Fi 6. Wi-Fi 6 only helps you if you have direct line of sight. So literally the router I'm recommending is the one right here. Sorry. So the one right here is the one that I'm recommending. And if I had line of sight like that router is to my laptop and I had a Wi-Fi 6 router, yes, it would go faster. But what I care about more is that everything in my house is extremely fast speeds, and that's what this offers for under $300. So right now it is on sale for $257. So yeah. Yes, thanks again for the breaking news, Mullet Baby. We always appreciate you dropping news here. They might want to get that bump checked out. It's concerning. Love that. If Google Pixel can get info improving video quality on their phones, I would be open to using the Pro. Yeah, I mean, the Google video quality is just always okay. I definitely think that Samsung does pretty much the best video on Android, definitely, and I would argue it's better in low light than iPhones are. But yeah, so that's really something that I could want to see Google improving, which again has to deal with their camera sensor because they've not upgraded it in like 4 years, I believe. So this being the first year they upgraded their camera sensor, it's really going to be interesting to see if they can once again dominate the camera scene. I'm crossing my fingers that there is a Google Pro version that just stomps all Apple and Samsung in terms of camera quality. Don't forget, 4 years ago, Pixel completely outclassed every camera there was. It completely outclassed Samsung and Apple all around, especially when it came to the light and HDR. They had their own preferences and own things that made it really good, but Pixel for the longest time was always the camera that you can just point, shoot, and it'll have the best photo. I've said that for a long time, that on a Samsung I can make a better photo. On Apple I can make a better photo. But Pixel is the easiest one that I would say is just a point, shoot, and it was great quality, better than anything else. Like, you could trust a Pixel camera in someone else's hands that doesn't know how to take a photo better than anyone else, I would say. Whoa, a whole bunch of questions flooded. Everybody drink. Anything as long as the company stays consistent drives me crazy when they move buttons on every damn model. Yes, which Samsung is notorious for. Like, what was it? I think the Note 10, where both the volume rocker and the power button were on this side. They had always been on this side, and it just, yes, I completely agree. I still like, again, power button on one side, volume rocker on another side. I think, yeah, that's actually how this one does it. Red Magic, the Red Magic phone that I have. This one, power button on here, and volume rocker on this side, and I really just love that. I think it's very simple, clean, and easy. I think that's the best way, but yeah, I agree. Just stop moving them all the time. John processor, not processor. I know you're saying not processor, but I'm not sure on how to pronounce that. Processor. It's like I keep wanting to say processor just naturally, but yeah, I like when both of them are on the same side. Ideally, the power button is in the middle of the side, and of the phone, and the volume rocker is just above it. Really? Okay, so that's the opposite of me. I like the power button higher and the volume rocker lower, but again, it's everyone has a different. Did your volume get slightly lower? I don't believe so. Let me know. I think my volume is regular set, but yeah, let me know. This is much to ask, but the Redmi Note 10 Global, not Pro model, or Poco X3 NFC 2000, which would you choose? You can look at the. Can you look at the specifications? Thanks. In advance. I don't know either one of these because again, these don't really work in the U.S., so I kind of stay out of it for that reason. GSM Arena. Redmi Note 10, and then compare that with Poco X3 NFC. Okay, so let's take a look at the specs real quick. So the Poco X3 NFC is a year old, so I would assume it's going to be not as good, but we'll have to wait and see. So both are 450 nits, although the Note 10 has a much stronger one at peak brightness. So far, I would easily choose the Note 10 because it has a Super AMOLED, whereas this just still has an IPS display. I mean, I just don't like any IPS displays. So yeah. You have a newer Android operating system on here, unless this one's updated. This one technically has a better processor by far, which is kind of interesting seeing these two. This one has newer built-in storage for it. Sorry, my contacts are really getting to me, guys. In terms of a camera, this one looks slightly better. How about the wide angle? And this one, the wide angle is better too. So the cameras are a little bit better on this side. Front camera is actually, no, it's still better on this side, but it's closer. And other than that, these are both USB-C 2.0, really? That's horrible. They both have fast charging. Both have about the same amount of battery. Yeah, I would say the Redmi Note 10, just based on specs alone. Again, I don't know anything about them other than what I just saw. Sorry, guys, my contacts are really bugging me. Is there going to be a Tab S8 this year? We haven't heard about it for a while. It was talked about at the beginning of the year, but I'm guessing that could have changed due to the shortage of processors right now. I think that definitely could be a possibility of them changing for sure. Micro LED TVs from CES are overdue at Best Buy. When should we see them? You know, I don't know. My guess is that everything would happen with Samsung. They are probably not going to happen till the summer. Again, all of these things need processing power. So a lot of these things had to pick and choose. Micro LED TVs are obviously something that's not going to sell a lot because of its price point. So I would not be surprised at all if micro LEDs do not really sell for a while longer, just because they're better off making more QLED TVs with the components they need rather than a micro LED, because you'll sell 15, 20, 100 more QLEDs before you sell one micro LED TV because of the price difference. So that's probably what's delaying it. Are you looking forward to Quiet Place 2 on May 28th? Definitely. What is it? Quiet Place 2 on May 28th. The Friends thing, reunion on the 28th. And then something from Disney Plus. I forgot what it is. But something from Disney Plus comes on the 28th too. Like that weekend is stacked with stuff. So yeah, I can't wait. I can't wait for all of it for sure. I love the Quiet Place one, so it's definitely a really good one, and I'm hoping that they keep this up, the quality up in this one. Google gutted what was left of HTC, bought the mobile division and their autonomous car division during COVID-19. It was cheaper to outsource them to make it in-house. Yeah, and that's the real big thing, is that, I always thought that, okay, HTC basically will live on through Google after Google bought so much of it to make hardware. But it's crazy that it was just cheaper to outsource it from Samsung than it was for them to make it in-house. That's crazy that it was cheaper that much. Because obviously it's going to cost them to do that, but it was still cheaper to do that. That's crazy. That's pretty interesting. Thank you, Mellow Baby, for letting us know. Say hello from Brazil. Thanks. Hey, man, how you doing? How is Brazil? How is the weather in Brazil right now? Is it really hot, or is it like cool still? Let me know. I think the Gear watches are going to Wear OS is a smart move. Killer Tyson isn't compelling enough lure in buyers, and the Apple Watch crushes all other watches in watch sales. True, definitely in terms of one overall watch, they are going to still be the number one. Samsung has been number two for a long time though, and it's not like Apple doubles their sales or anything like that. But I will say this about Samsung, and that is that if they do it right, if they bring some of the navigation of Tizen into Wear OS, I think it could be really, really cool, and I definitely could think that it would be very interesting to see how that goes. Hit the like button on the way in and subscribe. Thank you very much for that, Corey. Really appreciate it. Anything new on the Note 21? No. Again, there will be no Note 21 this year. That is confirmed. No Note 21 this year. Note will come out next year, but nothing this year that has been confirmed already. Good evening, Ricky. What do you think about the Pixel 6 Pro? Hey, I have been waiting for the Pixel to really wow us. And don't get me wrong, I had the Pixel 5 for most of, since it came out, basically. I had a Pixel 5 as a daily driver. I barely switched it out with the Red Magic 6. And for me, the Pixel 5 was always a reliable camera. Most of my thumbnails that you always see are done with a Pixel 5, except for the new one that I go in front of here, where I basically put the phone like this. Those are done with my Sony camera over here, the ZV1 actually. But yeah, so I really do love the Pixel quality, but I am definitely one to admit that it is not on the same level that it once was. I love Samsung's main shooter by far better for portrait shots, and I would argue that it's definitely better in low light for sure, and video quality is easily better. So those are the things that make me like, well, is Pixel going to step it up this year? And I hope this big, bulky camera bump is a yes, that they are going to reclaim their title as the number one camera in the industry. And they had it for a long time, And I hope they claim it again, to be honest. Google gets 100 points for calling it Pro instead of Ultra. Yes, I agree. I think that's definitely a better way to go for their case, because if they called it Ultra, it would just be like, okay, it's just the same thing as Samsung. Like, don't copy it again. Also, for the last 4 or so years, Pixel has not upgraded their camera hardware, just AI software. Yeah, that's what I was saying earlier. So if they actually get a new sensor, which is rumored, good night to everyone else. Exactly. And that's what I really hope. All they need is a new camera sensor, because their software, I would still argue, is superior to everyone. But if they upped their sensor to be on par with Apple and Samsung, or well, really Samsung. Samsung has better sensors than Apple still. But if they upgrade to that level, it'll be crazy. I guarantee you it'll just be life changing. Ricky, what's your estimate on the price of the Pixel 6 and Pixel 6 Pro? I think Google did learn their lesson a couple years back when it came to Pixels and pricing. You know, the Pixel 4 and 4 XL did not sell well until they dropped price. The Pixel 5 never even went for a high price point. And I totally support that. I totally support the Pixel 5, or sorry, the Pixel 6 and 6 Pro. Maybe you could argue the 6 Pro has to have the top processor, but I do not. I think the Pixel 6 should have a Snapdragon 700 series instead of the 800 series, and maybe the Pro can have the 800 series, but I definitely think it'll be more in that realm. So what are the prices? I think the Pixel 6 will come in at $599, and I think the Pixel 6 Pro might come in at $799. Those are my predictions. But again, purely speculative. I have no inside information on that, but that's where I could see it happening. What is a good camera to buy to do portrait videos and pictures, or Best Buy? A good camera to buy? This one. This one actually has a mode, not only for portrait of yourself, but portrait of objects. So yeah, this is definitely the best camera. And again, on our YouTube Tech Deals page, we've had it on sale. It's been on sale for like a good month, so it's a good time to buy it. It did go up a little bit. It was a 700 for a couple of weeks, so it has gone back up to 750. Still not 800, which is normal price. But this is a really good one to go with, and it's just called the Sony ZV-1. So yeah. And again, this is literally one of the main cameras that I shoot with. If you actually just saw the video that I just came out with, the robot vacuum, half of the video was shot with this camera, so you can kind of see the quality it gives. And any video of me that's shot in front of this white cabinet when I do my other videos is always the Sony ZV-1. So all those thumbnails you see where I'm going like this, that's the blur effect, because it actually prioritizes whatever you want it to. So you can have it prioritize an object. So in that case, it prioritizes the object instead of my face. When I'm like this, it will actually prioritize the object instead of my face. So definitely like that in this camera. And again, it's just a one-click button to do that, which is, again, made for vloggers. I would recommend there is a wide-angle camera attachment for this that I am not getting yet. I'm going to get when I go to events again, like CES and stuff like that. This is going to be the camera I'm going to take with me, and it definitely will be the one I use for sure. Let's see. Loving my Note 20 Ultra and Pixel 4a 5G. I'm a boss. There you go. Rock those two phones, man. Always two phones. I got two phones. Also, if you haven't sub to Xander Meets World for sure. And it's kids-based stuff. And you get to see me in my kid-friendly voice, which talks like this. Hello. Goodbye. I talk like that on the kids so yeah, so if you can subscribe to Xander Meets World on YouTube, it would really help me out. trying to get to 1,000 subscribers before the end of June, so I can start monetizing it. Prob pronounced it like processor, like Caesar, and then remove the processor. In my head, that makes sense. I don't know. I'll probably watch one of his videos. I know him, like I've seen him at events, but I just never talked to him or met him. And I haven't watched his videos, but I know he's really cool, really highly respected by most. And so yeah, I'll definitely check it out for sure. I'll check out one of his videos to see how to pronounce his name. Hey guys, I'm late to the chat. What do you guys think of the Pixel 6 will be like? Again, we showed a lot of the pictures on it, and it looks like it will be made by Samsung. So Samsung is making the Pixel this year, which is the first time that anyone else has made a Google phone since the old Nexus days, since the Nexus 6, which was made by Xiaomi. So, wow, that's a long time. Why do you think Samsung didn't put 4K AMOLED displays on the new laptop? 1080p seems like a huge miss. Because they're trying to concentrate on lightweight battery life, and you don't do that. Like, if you want battery life, you don't put a 4K display, period. I don't even know if mine's a 4K display. No, mine's a 1080p 240 hertz display on mine. Mine's a gaming laptop. And so, yeah, if you want battery life, you don't put a 4K display. However, what you might see is in the gaming one that comes out, the Galaxy Odyssey, that one I'm curious, and I'm curious to see if I have that. Let me pull that up to see if that one is 4K. Because that one I could definitely see, because that one you're not trying to get battery life. So that one, but no, that one is a 1080p. So yeah. That one I would say I would completely agree with you as a miss. On the Galaxy Books, no, I don't think they should be 4K. But the Galaxy Book Odyssey definitely should have been 4K. I agree with you that, or at least an option for it. My guess is Samsung's not like Dell and all these other manufacturers that make lots of different versions of their computer. They just make one. They don't have you customize it like Razer does, like Dell does, like HP does. They don't have you customize it. They just have this model, and that's it. So they really don't do a lot of custom models like most PC manufacturers do in the US. Ricky, would you say Microsoft is an ad company like Google or a product company like Apple? They wouldn't be either. They're a licensing company more than anything else. So they have both other aspects, right? They make products, the Surface Books, and they make ads. They have ads through Bing and all that kind of stuff and everything like that. But where all of their money comes from is a licensing company. So it's kind of like where Samsung does make products and does do advertising and does a lot of other stuff. Most of their money comes from manufacturing. Samsung is a manufacturing company. Apple, by the way, is not a product company. Apple is a marketing company. Apple could be fine without products, and you're seeing that because services is about to eclipse products in the next 5 years. So no, Apple's not a product company, it's a marketing company. Google is an advertising company, it makes all its money that, but Apple is a marketing company in the sense that they know how to market their brand, and that's all they care about, and that's what makes them money. They could care less if a product is necessarily bad or goes bad, or if they have like a 5% error rate on all of their products. They've had that, and it didn't matter because their marketing was so good that no one really knew about it or said, oh, that's a one-off. They always give them the benefit of the doubt because of their marketing. So, yeah, Google is an advertising company, Samsung is a manufacturing company, Apple's a marketing company, and Microsoft is a licensing company. All of them, those are their main sources of income, so that's what I would define them as. So Prosur or Prosar, got it. Um, if leaks on Android 12 are accurate, they really add to the argument for buying a Pixel in 2021. I think Pixel in 2021 might be really good. It's going to be made by Samsung. The software looks really more modernized, which is really good. So I think it definitely will be awesome for sure. Pixels will have Whitechapel. If they do have their own processor too, it'll be very interesting to see how it compares to a Qualcomm processor. I'm curious. It could be great, but Google's never done their own processor, so we'll see how it is. Of course, that means it will be made by Samsung as well because they're making a phone. So very interesting for sure. Um, can the mining gadget on your video be used in the Philippines, or is it feasible or profitable to be used within the U.S.? So it is around the world. Let me just Explorer. Let's do that one. So let's see. I honestly don't know where the Philippines is. You can see it's in Asia. I believe this is Japan. I don't know where the Philippines are, to be honest, but like that's Hawaii, I think. Yeah, that's Hawaii. Is that it, Melano? So yeah, like it's slowly getting. And keep in mind, these are sold out. Like these are all being sold out right now. So you're gonna see it go more like they just lit up the first one in India the other day, and that's the very first one. So yeah, there's going to be more coming. There's going to be more coming to all the countries. Starting to see that in Australia, New Zealand. So you're going to be seeing them in more countries as it keeps going. But the simple thing to do is like this is called Helium Explorer. So if you just search Helium Explorer, or here's the website explorer.helium.com, and you can see where things are. But again, if you want to see how much money you would make from it, just type in helium.place, and that will automatically give you, you can look up to see exactly where you would be getting it from. And I think, yeah, it will go to any different part. So there's Japan right there. Yeah, there's Philippines. So the Philippines did have some already that I saw. So you can actually check, to see, okay, how many are there going to be on there. So let me check now that I know that is where the Philippines are. I apologize. I'm from the U.S. I have no sense of geography. Um, but it did definitely look like, so it only looks like you have one right now in the Philippines, but it definitely could get bigger as time goes on. So yeah. All right. Samsung Auto Division will supply both the new Pixel LED headlight technology to Tesla Motors and a brand new 8-inch Exynos processor, 8 millimeter, I'm guessing, Exynos processor. Hyundai will be the first launch partner. The beta test went well. That's awesome. Yeah, I'm very curious to see how much more electrified stuff and smart technology we're really going to get in the future. So definitely awesome. What printer would you recommend? I'm looking for a 5 HP. I'm looking at a 5300 series Best Buy. It was 179. What printer? So so for me it's going to be a little bit different because I have not looked into printers for a little while now. I am all about laser printers at this point. I know inkjet finally has like refillable cartridges, and that's what I would definitely go with if you can get it. But laser printers are just the way I've gone for so long. And so the one I have is It is not here. It looks like, oh, here it is. Oh, but it doesn't like we have. It doesn't look like it's new. Oh, that's crazy. This one works with Alexa. Oh, this is all black. Or wait, is it all black ink or is it? Let me show you guys what I'm looking at. Um, no, so this one will not print color. Basically, I have one. You can kind of see it. It's always back there. Um, but I have this model, if I'm not mistaken, which does print color and everything like that. But this might be more expensive. But I would look into an all-in-one printer laser. The reason why is because your cartridge just lasts so much longer. Like I change my cartridges out once a year, most likely, and especially my wife prints more than I do, so it's rarely easy. And now you can get cartridges for laser printers very inexpensive, like the same price or less than I was paying for inkjet before. So I'm just a really big believer in that. You know what? I wonder if this is at Best Buy. Canon all-in-one laser. Okay, so this is the one that it looks like it is. I just want to make sure. Yeah, I'm pretty sure this is color. I'm just trying to find it where it says that it is color as well. Yeah, okay, color. So yes, this one's 269, a little bit more expensive, but I swear to you, like the ink will last double, so you will save $100 worth of ink easily. But that's what I recommend. Again, I wouldn't buy their toner ones. You can buy theirs on Amazon for a lot cheaper. Just type in your printer and the laser cartridges, and you can get them all for all four of them for $50 or less. And again, for me that I print out a lot, it lasts over a year. You can do double-sided printing. You can do scanning lots of documents. I just really recommend going laser at this point, or refillable inkjets. That's what I recommend. So I'll send you the link to this one just so you have it. And there you go. All right. Exactly what 51st date questions. Yes, thank you for reminding me, Quiet Storm, about my shameless plug for the week. And of course, our shameless plug is 51st date questions. This is the app that I created. It's a fun game to play on a first date or on just any kind of date night. Find out what your significant other is thinking, or find out if you're compatible with someone. It's a great game to play. Links in the description, available for Android and iOS. So go ahead and check it out. All right. Thank you for pointing out Apple marketing thing. Once a month, I see iPhone with the battery swelling, and all everyone ever talks about is the Note 7. Absolutely. Apple has had way more phones catch on fire than any other smartphone. And that includes the Note 7, because the Note 7 had about, I think it was like 30 or 50 at total. That was obviously a lot with one device, but Apple has had way more than that over the course of time, but no one just ever calls them out on it. Can you recommend a do-it-yourself enclosure NVMe 500 to 1 terabyte that used to be via OTG to a smartphone? All NVMe's run hotter than SATA. So a do-it-yourself enclosure plus NVMe. If so, you worded it kind of interesting. So there is an NVMe enclosure. I think. I think this is what you're talking about. This is the one I got. It looks like October 2019 is when I got this one. And this is the one that I got. It is currently $10 off with a coupon right now. And this is an enclosure for an NVMe. It connects through Type C. Really great. I've never had any issues with it. And I've used it to transfer things from a smaller NVMe to a bigger computer over time. So yeah, definitely recommend it. Never had any issues with it. When the first benchmarks come out, the Exynos 8280 and AMD GPU made public, people were getting a glimpse of a 5 nanometer chip world. The prototypes are showing better performance than the Snapdragon 888. That's really cool to hear, and I really can't wait to see that then. If the performance is better than the 888, that's really awesome, for sure. You mentioned that one mining gadget already in the Philippines. Does that mean it would not be feasible to use in the Philippines since there's only one in the country? No. There's one hotspot in the country. It does not mean there are no other smart devices in the country. But also what I'm telling you is more smart devices that are built on the Internet of Things are coming. So it's something that you will make money in the long run. I definitely believe that. Again, check your location, check your exact address in the Philippines on place. What was it? Heliumplace.com. Yeah, helium.place.com. Check out your address, and it will give you a good idea of an estimate of what you can make to better understand it for sure. But anyone will make money using that device. The question is how much and how long. I get very good results, obviously, because I have a lot around me. But there's definitely a possibility that, you may get one token a day. Instead of like me, I get multiple tokens a day, every single day. Like in the past 24 hours, let's see what I got today. So in the past 24 hours today, I got 8 tokens. Some people make better than me, some people make less than me. But I got 8 tokens, so you might make like 1 a day. But even 1 token a day is right now valued, I think, at about $15 per token. So again, even if you get 1 a day, you will still make money over the course of time. You just might not make as much right away. Let's see. Is mine gadget more profitable? Is there less of it within your country? No. Basically, you would want there to be Internet of Things devices, but in terms of a hotspot, you don't want there to be one within about probably, I would say like a little bit more than the length of a football stadium. Or football field rather. So yeah, you kind of want at least 100 yards between you and the next one over, but then you do want others after that to get more pings off of and to create better and better witnesses are always good, but obviously just more challenges you get, the better for sure. What factors would you determine profitability and feasibility of a mining gadget? Again, there's a lot that goes into that. I'm not even the biggest expert on it. I would check out what I recommended before, and that is Jimmy is Promo. He has gone through way in-depth videos on these products, so check out his for more in-depth stuff. But you want one within a certain feasible yardage, but no matter what, you're going to make money off of it. It just might take a lot longer because all you want to do is you want to recoup your money that you spent, and then after that you want to make a profit. because after you get back the $450 or whatever it is plus taxes that you spent, then you're just waiting at that point, right? You're just waiting. Everything you get from there is profit. So that's the idea behind it. I would love to see information on the Samsung Wear OS smartwatches. We might see that on Tuesday. Oh, excuse me. So we can all ride Bigsby coin to the moon. If we get a Rigsby coin, it would be the best currency ever made. It would make Dogecoin look like a what it really is. But yeah, no, that would be awesome. We need Rigsby coins, for sure. Hey, if Dogecoin started off, it was as a joke. Why can't we start off Rigsby coins, right? Is it just purely NVMe enclosure? Can you recommend an NVMe card that does not run hard? NVMe runs hotter than SATA drives. Your Samsung T5 has SATA drive. Um, the T5 has a SATA drive, really? I swear that was NVMe. Um, it's the newer ones, I guess. I know a lot of. I mean, I would definitely get Samsung NVMe's to be honest. They are the best quality. I don't know about them running that hot. Obviously, it depends on. I mean, the enclosure has a pretty good. The way it's laid out, it's laid out to dissipate heat. But yeah, I would. I don't know. For me, I would always get Samsung NVMe's. They're just really the best quality out there by far. Maybe don't get the pros, and maybe go ahead and go with the Evos. So that might be better. So here is a 1 terabyte Evo Plus for 159 right now, and that would be a pretty good one to definitely go with. All right, guys. Is there anything else, or else we will start wrapping up because my eyes, for sure, are killing me, and it's just this light with my contacts being annoying. Is yeah, not the best. All right. So yeah, I think we will call it a show, guys. I think we will call that a show, guys. Thank you guys always so much for watching. Remember, we will do our tech deals daily tomorrow. I will try to get out 2 videos tomorrow. If not, the best apps for the Galaxy S21 will come out on Wednesday if I'm not able to get it out tomorrow, but I'm going to try to get it out. All right, guys. Thank you guys always so much for watching. I really appreciate it. This has been RICKY, the YouTube Tech Guy. Thank you for watching our video. If you liked it, why don't you go ahead and subscribe up there. Make sure you follow us on social media right here. And of course, check out our latest video up there. And right down here, you're going to find the perfect video